Um, so I just want to quickly start off by introducing a little bit about Innovate Mississippi and why we're having this conversation today, and specifically how I see vibe coding fitting into this. And so one of the things that at Innovate we like to reference is our CEO Tony Jeff noting that we help clients steer, but you have to paddle. And so what I want to show you today is a way to paddle. And what I want to try to demonstrate to you as well is that getting to the point where you can have a website that is live and deployed and looks great and professional is both easy and free and allows you as a founder to better communicate your ideas. Um, so in terms of when you are guys are hearing about SBDC, Innovate, what is this? What does this even mean? Normally, what we try to do is we try to, as Innovate Mississippi, work with organizations that have investor-backed opportunities versus others that might be financed by debt that you could use or get from a traditional bank. But more specifically, and for the purposes of today, at Innovate Mississippi, we oftentimes deal with things that are your own technology and your own software or your own web-based solution, thing that you've made yourself and are able to take and then scale to a lot of users using. So that is a little bit of the angle that we try to encourage people towards a lot. But also on the SBDC side as well, of course, we still need websites. We need to make sure that every business has a web presence to be able to be found and searched and indexed, and then included inside of different ways that people are interacting and buying stuff. So I just want to just give that quick angle first to say I'm very aware that Innovate, we deal a lot with like web-based solutions, so building apps and things like that. But also, this is for people who are also thinking about, okay, well, let me start my first business and I want to do a food truck. Well, your food truck, if we have a website for it, it's going to be even more effective at sharing, communicating your message. Um, if you ever, though, do want any assistance, just go to either of the websites, and our teams talk very frequently, actually on a weekly basis. So please feel free to just reach out to either team for assistance, and you'll get routed to the right place. I want to also just give a quick shout out to my intern Keely, who had a great hand in creating the slides for today. So thank you very much for that as well. So for today, I wanted to show you guys two different methods that you can use to quickly get up and running with a great looking website. Then we're going to stop around 12:30ish or so to just see how we're doing and do a check-in. And if you guys are feeling like, okay, this beginning stuff, this is a bit too easy for me, let's see something a little bit more complex, we can do that. Or if you're thinking to yourself, like this beginning stuff, this did not make a lot of sense to me, we'll just repeat that as well to make sure that, again, you guys get great value out of this. So let me know too if you have any questions, just come off mic and then let me know, and then we'll keep moving along. So everybody all right with that? Any initial questions before we get kickstarted? All right. I'm just getting my my screen loaded up here. Here we go. All right. So as I told you guys too, the first thing that we need to be doing is logging into our Google accounts. And who here has made a Google site before? Who knew that their Google account comes with a free website builder and all that? Anybody? Bueller? You can also use the React keys as well. I can see those. Obviously, without cameras on, I cannot see you. Irrespective, if you are not aware that you can do that, let me introduce you to the great joys of making a free website with Google. You didn't know? Well, I'm very pleased to be the one to tell you about it. Here we go. So I will drop this in the chat as well to make sure you guys have access to it. So when I mean free, I literally mean, do you know how Gmail is free? This is the same type of free as Gmail. So yeah, there's a couple little things you can quote upgrade to eventually, but this one here, very, very easy, connects straight to your Google stuff, and you'll know exactly how it works because I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have used the free Google account before. Let me know, folks, when you can see my screen. I'm assuming you can. So let's just do a really quick website. And what I'm going to do is I would love for somebody in the chat just to write down a business idea for a website. And then I can just take it from there. Think of it as being almost like charades. I'm sure there's a lot of people on my team that would like to see what I can come up with. Other people are coming up with apparel and accessories. Love it. All right. So what we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to this template gallery here. We're going to double check if there's anything else that's kind of like what we're looking for. So if we're doing, for example, the apparel, you don't see my screen. If Johnny, if you're on a mobile device, you might need to flip back and forth between a few screens to see the screen that I'm presenting right now. Are other people having concerns seeing my screen? Alrighty. Um, if somebody could help out, you can see it just fine. Okay. Johnny, if you just ping one of your colleagues here, we'll make sure we get this sorted. Um, so what I'm going to do here for creating a quick apparel store, let's go here to the portfolio view, just because that will allow us to share a lot of different things at the same time. And by things, I mean images. So all I'm going to do is click portfolio. And again, I'm on my free account, right? I paid $0 for this. Okay. So I'm going to call this the A&A store. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, sorry, I'm just trying to get the zoom out of the way. What we can do here is we can then change up these images, replace the images, select another image. And so you could put it into your Google Drive or Google Images. So let's look up an image for apparel. So again, I'm just using the regular Google image. So let's just pick this one. It looks good. Insert. There was a problem retrieving the specified image. Well, that's not great. All right. So let's try something else. Let's do clothes. This looks fine. All right. All right, perfect. We've just inserted that image into our store. So up here, I'm just going to put the A&A store. And then we don't have a logo or anything yet, but we'll get to that soon. Buy our apparel now. So we've just created this call to action down here. And what we can do is I'm going to go to Gemini. So Gemini is an AI tool that, again, it comes with your free tier of Google. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make up a product. Let's do men's dress shirts with 3/4 length sleeves, presented in a boutique store method, at least 3 images for presenting these on my new apparel website. So I'm asking it to create an image here. And again, this is on the free tier, guys. So to log in, you can then get this type of access as well. I'm going to pick something, I don't know, runway. That seems quite relevant for this. And then so let's see what it makes. So what I'm trying to do here is, again, provide people with a different way of interacting with me when I'm not there. So here are three different AI images that are all split up that we could use. So in this case, we could just say, um, can you make uh, this same thing, but with three separate images, and make sure that there is a woman and someone uh, that is not in the photo. And then, so we can also then change up what it looks like to make it more relevant to any of the audiences that we're working with. So what we're going to do eventually, and this is still pretty quick, as you guys can see. So what we're going to do here is, again, ask it, please separate these into three separate image files. So what I'm doing here is called prompting the system. And so we're just using natural language to get out of it what we want. Clearly, this isn't working very well. So what I'm going to do is just see if we can upload it and then edit it when we upload it. So let's see. I think we just hit download and then good enough. All right. Uh, Images. And then we'll crop this image. Okay, well, that works too. Uh, Sorry, just trying to fix this content block here. Uh, so instead of, pardon me, it being a quote Google slide, we're doing instead an image. We're going to update it, and then that's where we can fix it. Sorry about that. So we can set it again so that our focus is more on, let's say, this individual here. Then here we'll select an image. Oops, select the image. And then pull it over here. Looks good. And then finally, this last one here, update image. All right, so what we've just seen too is that we can really quickly then create some images of the look that we want. And so what we can then call this maybe too is blue top 100 USD uh, uh, off white top 80 USD, and then finally red top we'll do 100 USD. And then what I would end up doing is I would create something like a payment link um, for any one of these different offerings. So that could be through your Shopify. It could even be like one of those auto bank transfers. The platform that I like to use the most is called Stripe. Um, And that one there allows you to have $0 per month payment links that you can then easily have connected to the rest of your system. And then finally, the last thing we'll quickly do is then you can have a hyperlink for your email address here. So we've set up this website overall. I'm not going to bother going to the other about page or anything like that. We're just going to get to the publishing. So I'm going to press publish. And now it's going to ask me for a web address. So I'm going to give this a tentative name of the A and A Clothing Boutique 101. And then we're going to press, we're going to press publish. Now, if anybody in the chat goes to the URL of the A&A boutique, and I'll just drop it in the store. And even as you can see see within what I just dropped to you, it changes the name of it. And then what you would again have is these hyperlinks where someone can just click buy the shirt or whatever, and people can then get in touch. So again, this is the first method of getting yourself online really quickly with a free account, no vibe coding, but just you can control the whole thing. The thing I then want to show you next is taking this and kicking it up a notch. So we're still going to be using our Google sign-in, but I want to encourage you guys to go to this website. I love it. It's a Canadian startup, and if you guys don't know, I am from Canada. So shout out to Alexis and her team. But UMSO is a really quick way to build websites. And it just kind of vibe codes the entire style for you from scratch. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go and log into my account. As I said, you can sign in with Google and get a free Google account. So I've made a ton of these in past before. I probably am going to have to delete some of them as well. But we'll get on from there. So we're going to hit this generate site button. And it's going to ask us for who we are. So let's say, does anyone else have another business idea they want to throw out other than apparel and accessories? Or does anyone have any questions? Anybody have any suggestions whatsoever? No waiting, nothing? How about, yeah, I don't know, paper supply
How about a beauty
company?
supply?
I'm sorry?
Beauty supply store?
A beauty supply store?
Right.
Okay, cool. All right, we can definitely do that.
So
So let's then click this here, the business button. Next. And then so let's set this up as just a store. And we'll call this the Big Bad Beauty Supply Emporium. All right. So the Big Bad Beauty Supply Emporium, we're going to show off a little bit of, as you can see, it's already vibe coded a quick website for us. Again, this is free as well. I'm not paying for this. I'm just using my free Google account to log in. I think that we should have maybe a quick video in there, maybe a few reviews And let's take out, oh, let's see, the hero and then the gallery section. So um, let's go towards the design. So I'm just going to pick, this seems calming enough. Let's see, maybe something like this. I'm not great with what a beauty supply store would necessarily pick as a color palette. So let's just go with this and move on. And let's just pick this font. Again, we can edit this later. Uh, a beauty supply company that enables other uh, beauticians in the local community to build their own entrepreneurial venture in uh, uh, building a beauty supply uh, distribution branch. Okay. I can't spell, so there we go. All right. So then we're just going to hit generate AI content. Sometimes this works, sometimes this doesn't. Um, but while this is happening as well, is there any questions or comments or anything that I can address again while it's doing its AI thing? I think that one of the things that we can do very quickly is take this description while it's loading and go back here. Would this method of creating websites work with instant download items like ebooks or design files? Yes, Caesar, it would. I love that question. So, for example, let's say that for this beautician website, you want to create a downloadable document where you get people to yeah, to your website, and then they click like learn more, and then to get a download. Here's what I would do. So I would go to my handy dandy Gemini. I would then switch it up towards something called Canvas. And so once you click on Canvas, it then allows you to build larger documents. And again, this is still on the free tier. So what I'm going to suggest is then let's take this definition we put in and put something like create for me a small catalog of beauty supply items that uh, I can sell for my new beauty supply company. This will become a downloadable .pdf that my clients can use to understand uh, what my business is, how it works, who it serves, and how um, they can get involved. Um, so I'm just going to put something like that. Uh, and then I'm going to let it go. And so, oh, it looks as though, okay, it looks as though we're going to have to start another chat. That's fine. So I'm just going to hit new chat, uh, Canvas, drop in the exact same thing I just did. I see. Okay. So it's just dropped me down a tier or it's signed me out. Okay. This is weird. Sorry about this. All right. Let's try this one more time. Um, so we're going to take what we had loaded in there. I'm going to turn on the canvas button, then hit go. So let's see if Umso's done anything. And it seems as though it has not, so we will just move on with our lives here. So what you can still do is very similar to the Google Sites. You can then edit anything inside of this section. Um, so let's say, for example, that, and then we're just going to delete this. Um, let's say that, again, for your beauty supply company, you wanted to then have a logo of some people that have provided you with great reviews. You can easily do that. You can then connect features and build this website really quite quickly. Um, sorry, this is just loading up as well. Okay. Um, and then for things like, for example, for images, etc., you can use a lot of different sources for stock images. Okay, Caesar, here we go. Here is a PDF again of a whole bunch of different, and it's just making things up, of course. Um, but what we can do with this is I'm going to press download. It's downloading straight as a PDF. All I'm going to do is go to Google Drive. I'm going to make a new folder, and then call it shared Gemini docs. What I'm going to do is upload that file. And so all you got to do is then when you can go create a link, for example, and then you can then go and make it available to anybody to be able to then view that link. And so what I'll do here is like we can get rid of most of this stuff. And instead, let's take this instead of get started, let's just say free download of catalog. And then when you then hit this button, I'm literally going to paste in this link. And then that's it. And you know what? I'm just going to get rid of the rest of this here. And this looks fine for now. I see that you guys can see how this part works. So we're going to get rid of this section quickly as well. So we have some contact details. We have that free download here. I'm just going to get rid of this here. And then get rid of this here. All right. So we've made our very basic website. And then we're also just going to get rid of this one as well. We're going to then press publish now. And so now we're live on the internet. But let's kick this up a notch. So I'm going to hit edit domain. And what I'm going to do is hit add domain. We're going to then click this button, UMSO quote subdomain. And so what that means is that whatever website we like sort of end up making, it's just going to end with umso.co. So it's not that bad and it doesn't look that weird. So we're going to then enter something like beauty supply company of Mississippi, add, and then there's a simple trick where you click that button and say make primary. And so when we then go to this link, and I'll put it in the chat. If you guys click that link, you will see the website live. And then when you click the download the item from the catalog, it will take you straight to the document. Would we be able to connect the website to our own domain? Yes, for a fee at UMSO, you can do that as well. Yes. I want to pause here for a second and then just take some feedback. How are people doing? Is this adding value? Is this answering some of your questions of like how to vibe code a really quick and useful website? Excellent. Excellent. I'm thrilled to hear it. Now, I was saying this earlier in the conversation, but would you guys prefer if I went over how to, really take this up a notch, or should we just go over this same process again to make sure that it's sort of sunk in? Which would you guys prefer? Remember, if you don't answer, somebody else will. Yes, take us to the take it to the next step. All right. Next step. All right. Sounds good. All right. So um if you guys have some more questions of what to do, so again, just to start off with, I'm going to quickly drop these back in the chat. So first, again, if you really, really want a quick website and you have any kind of Google account or a YouTube account, check out Google Site. It's very, very quick and easy. If you have any type of slightly more complex uh, ideas, I would highly encourage you to check out UMSO. It just formats things quickly and literally helps you get online in seconds. It's a really quick, fast, good user experience app. But now we're going to kick it up a notch. So who here, and then you can just use the what do you call it, the reactions buttons. But who here has heard of GitHub before? Yes, no, you have. All right, good stuff. Yes, all right. So a lot of people, especially those that are getting into vibe coding, or have been learning a lot about GitHub. And the way to think about GitHub is that code runs off of uh, uh, literally written down scripts. And the way that we then allow for people to make changes with the code is that you then have something known as a repository or like a version controlled area so that like your software doesn't collapse and things like that. So GitHub is one of the most popular ones for people to host all the written text that comprises their app. So what we'll do here is if you've never visited GitHub before as well, it might feel a little bit daunting at first. Um, but I say this to a lot of people as well. Just remember, a lot of the people that you knew growing up that were terrible at communicating have graduated into becoming software developers and coders. So the way that things look and stuff just likely represents exactly all the people that you and I both grew up with that were very, very interested in computers. So if you ever are at a point where you're like, I just don't get this, literally just take a screenshot, drop it into your free version of Gemini, and just ask it to explain it to you in plain English. It's a way faster way of learning than having to worry if you're dumb or you don't understand something. Don't worry about it. Just screenshot it, drop it in Gemini, ask it to be more clear with you. That's the fastest way around this. But today, we're going to be making a cool, just vibe coded app. So, does anyone have a business idea that they would like us to vibe code something for? Pet grooming service. All right. I love it. Thank you, Keely. All right. So we're going to have a pet grooming, create a landing page for me that uh acts as my pet grooming services landing page for my business. So just before we do that as well, I'm going to show you guys a quick trick as well. Calendar. Yeah. So in Google Calendar, you are allowed to have um, one booking page posted for free. So what that means is that if, let's say, you have your pet grooming service and you wanted to make sure that it could quickly look at the times that you need to have blocked off and all this good stuff, you can then use your free Google Calendar, and all you got to do is this: click the plus button. We're going to set this as the pet grooming. Oh me, oh my pet grooming um, uh, pet grooming services. And then we have scheduling windows, all this good stuff. We're open 9 to 5 each week. And get premium pet grooming from a celebrity pet groomer. All right. You can also as well include things like things within the booking form so that you can ask for things that are outside of it, like someone's phone number or something else, like, for example, which county they're from, or like if they're an existing customer, whatever you'd like, really. So we're going to save this here. Boom, done. So we're going to then click this button here, copy the link to our calendar just to make sure we have it as well. So create a landing page for me that acts as my pet grooming service landing page for my business. Here is the URL for the scheduling link that we will be using. What else do we need? We might need a we might need a little chat bot as well on this website. So let's quickly make a little chat bot for the site. So the fastest way to do that, again, with your free tier stuff, is to make a Gemini gem. So we'll just call this the pet grooming service of Mississippi chatbot. You answer questions about the pet grooming process for clients, and then you are a helpful bot, chatbot that walks clients through our professional process for grooming pets. All right. And then we're going to ask it to rewrite that so it's not as terrible. Well, that's not entirely helpful. So let's just save this and move on. So press save. Great. So we have our gem has been made, and we're going to save this link as well. So anyone with a link will be able to view and work with our bot. Here is the name of the Gemini gem that users can connect to for further questions about a pet grooming process. My landing page should be a relaxed feeling with lots of colors and lots of fun and pets everywhere. The user should be able to get some FAQs answered as well about the business. Uh, we're open 9 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and we take about 1 hour per pet and only have one type of product that we deliver, a clean pet. All right. Please incorporate my booking link and chatbot links listed below. All right. So I'm going to turn on the canvas button here, and that's going to allow us to make a website that we can upload. And in fact, I'm going to go landing page that I can upload to Cloudflare pages to deploy. All right, so we're going to leave this to go and vibe code our website for us. And then I'm going to point your guys' attention to our last tool for the day. So this is my favorite tool for founders. It's called Cloudflare. Cloudflare is just a really super secure infrastructure to do things on. Now we're cooking, chef. All right, so we've used github.com and we are now over on cloudflare.com. As you can see, yes, you can use this with Google account as well. And I have mine, as you can imagine, very locked down. All right, where is this? Okay, sorry, folks. All righty. So let's just quickly check back on our landing page. Holy smokes. All right, so this is our new landing page. It looks absolutely spectacular. I absolutely love this. This is really cool. Now, let's save this first and foremost. This is really excellent. Can we also have a second page that leads from this into a short game where the user can use a variety of different types of cleaning products to clean a variety of different animals in a I don't know, in a vet office slash vet examination room styled setting. Please keep with the Cloudflare pages deploy restriction. All right, so we have that done. Now we have GitHub and Cloudflare queued up. So this is how we're going to connect things up. So the first thing we're going to do is go over to our GitHub and we're going to create what's called a new repository. So we're going to click this new button here. Don't worry about all the rest of it. It's not important. And so what we're going to call this repository, we'll just simply call it the pet pause of MS 101. And then we're just going to go past this. I'm going to put this as private for now. just to make sure that nobody feels uncomfortable, anything like that. So we're going to hit create repository. Now, what we've just done is we've created a location where we can then upload the text of what we're going to be asking the computer to do. So how we do that is then we're going to go to this page, here. They always move around this darn button. All right. So now they've moved it, so it's upload an existing file. So we're going to click upload an existing file. Then we're going to choose our file. Then we're going to upload our Possum Spa landing page. Now, this is a really important next step. We cannot keep it labeled as such. We're going to have to change the name of this to better respond to how Cloudflare works. So how we do that is we hit edit this file. We're going to go up to this name up here, and we're going to relabel it to simply index.html. And hit commit changes. And now, as we can see, the file has been relabeled index.html. While we do that, let's quickly check back on our new Possum game. That looks very weird. Oh, it's you just go over it and the dog is clean. Cool. Let's see what happens if you can book a real report or clean something again. Okay. Well, it needs a bit of practice, but I mean, hey, that's kind of cool. So we're going to download the second version as well, and I'll show you why in a second. So we have now saved this new index.html. We're going to go back to code. This is roughly what it looks like. It's just HTML file sitting here. We're going to go over to Cloudflare. Now, once you get everything connected up, it's going to be a lot faster. But if you haven't connected everything up initially, it might take a second. But again, still stick with us. So Cloudflare seems to have just moved everything. So it's now under workers and pages. So what we're going to do is there must be a new button for this. Create page. Okay. 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 Well, we're gonna hit create application and hope for the best. So we're gonna then hit that again, create button, and then we're gonna be continuing with GitHub. Actually, you know what? This is bugging me. One second. This should work much more simply. I apologize. The heck happened? Okay. That's one of the things doing AI stuff. They change stuff on you constantly. So let's hope this works. So we're going to continue from, oh, boy, pages get started. Here we go. I'm so sorry. Okay. They've hidden it. I will drop this page into the chat. So I'm so sorry, folks. That's been so confusing. The next, if you're on Cloudflare and have things connected up, click on Compute, Workers and Pages, Create Application, go down to the bottom here and hit Get Started. We're going to import an existing Git repository. We're going to be going over to Innovate Mississippi. I've just realized that I don't have my GitHub connected, so I'm just going to do that quickly right now. I'm going to authorize. Done. You see how quick that was? So now we're going to do our pet paw of MS 101. Begin setup. And all this stuff, we don't really need to worry about it. Save and deploy. While we wait for that, uh, anybody will. Oh, all right, here we go. So let's see our website. Hey, we're up and ready and we're good to go. So if anybody here goes to Paws and Bubbles, happy, clean, and pampered pets, you will then see things like the AI pet assistant, which will then open into this gem here where you can ask questions. You can then go here and click on book now and get taken right to the Google Calendar to book. Or if you have any other questions, you can quickly go through, reserve a spot. It looks fun. It looks great. But again, we vibe coded for free this website, and then we have loaded it in and put it live as well. Now, we obviously have made an update. So you might be wondering, David, how do I make updates on this thing? Here's how you do it. So go here to add file, upload file. We're going to choose the existing file here, that or the new file, pardon me, that we have created, and upload it. And we're going to press commit changes. Now, this is what I do for simple projects like this. I will go to the index, just like how we changed the name last time. I will just name this index old v1, commit changes, and then I will click here, and then click edit, and then click index.html, commit changes. Check this out. So remember how I told you that when we have something going, it's just bringing it back to the computer overall. So what it's just done is taken that repository of text, because it's changed, because it's connected, it said, hey, something's changed. We need to redeploy this. So just a few seconds ago, it just redeployed the website. So if we now refresh this website, it will then also include, whoops, it should also then include our really weird spa game, where we can go and rub this puppy clean. But that is how you would then version a website and then get things up and running. But yeah, that is how you would vibe code and deploy your first website. I know I'm at the hour, so I don't want to take up any people's more time, but I hope this is value adding, and I will be staying on for a few other minutes if you have any questions. But I really thank you for your guys' time. Is this helpful, guys? Is this like enabling you guys to get more stuff done? I would take that as a yes. All right, good stuff. And then I'm so happy, Caesar, that you brought this up as well too, because then as you can see too, these sorts of features of like, well, how do I add a chatbot? How do I get people to schedule things? How do I get people to have those free download things? Then just kind of use the tools at your disposal to then create this kind of look. And then you can just talk to your free version of AI and get things moving as well. But yeah, that is how I would go about vibe coding something.